Jury selection in the trial of President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, began on Monday, June 3, 2024, in Wilmington, Delaware. The proceeding is the first time in American history the son of a sitting U.S. president is on trial. Hunter Biden is facing 3 firearms-related charges. He is accused of purchasing and owning a gun while being an active drug user in October 2018. Hunter has pleaded not guilty on all charges. Federal prosecutors claim Hunter made false statements on a federal firearms form when asked if he was using drugs. Hunter has admitted he was struggling with a crack addiction at that time in his memoir, Beautiful Things. Prosecutors have called the book, quote, incriminating, and it is believed that they will pull from the book and quote Hunter's own words heavily at the trial. Lying on a federal firearms form is a felony. He's facing at least 25 years in prison if convicted.
Good morning. I'm here today to answer at a public hearing any legitimate questions Chairman Comer and the House Oversight Committee may have for me. For 6 years, I have been the target of the unrelenting Trump attack machine shouting, "Where's Hunter?" Well, here's my answer. I am here. Let me state as clearly as I can. My father was not financially involved in my business, not as a practicing lawyer, not as a board member of Burisma, not in my partnership with a Chinese private businessman, not in my investments at home nor abroad, and certainly not as an artist. There is no fairness or decency in what these Republicans are doing. They have lied over and over about every aspect of my personal and professional life. So much so that their lies have become the false facts believed by too many people.
In March 2021, Politico reported on a bizarre drama between Hunter Biden and his sister-in-law Haley Biden, the widow of his brother Beau Biden, which led to the charges in his gun trial. Hunter and Haley dated briefly after his brother's death. On October 23, 2018, Hunter reportedly spent the night at Haley Biden's residence in Delaware. After dropping off her 2 kids at school, a curious Haley searched through the belongings of Hunter, who at the time was an admitted drug user. Fearful for her kids' safety, Haley's suspicions were reportedly confirmed after she found a Colt Cobra .38 handgun in Hunter's truck parked outside. Haley put the gun in a black shopping bag, drove several miles to a high-end grocery store, and tossed it in the trash, Politico reported. When Haley told Hunter how she disposed of the gun, he exploded, texting her, quote, "Are you insane?" according to court documents submitted by federal prosecutors. In a text exchange in March 2021, Hunter told his therapist that Haley tossed his gun out of fear he would harm himself. When Haley returned to the grocery store to try and recover the gun, it was already gone. Haley informed the store's owner about the missing gun, and Delaware police were contacted. Police launched an investigation into the missing firearm, as the store was located across the street from a high school, and officials feared it could be used in a crime. 2 Secret Service agents got involved in the investigation and paid a visit to the Star Quest Shooters and Survival Supply store, where Hunter purchased the gun. However, the store's owner refused to give the agents the purchase receipt and the firearm form out of fear that they would bury the findings. The owner eventually handed over the documents to the FDA. A firearm transaction record and receipt for the gun showed the weapon was purchased on October 12, 2018, 11 days before Haley disposed of it in the trash can. When asked on the form, quote, "Are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or a depressant, stimulant, narcotic, drug, or any other controlled substance?" Hunter wrote, quote, "No." His trial in Delaware is expected to last about a week. Hunter is also facing a separate trial in Los Angeles on a swell of tax charges. That trial is expected to start in September. The Biden family came out in full force for the first day of Hunter's trial, with First Lady Jill Biden and her daughter and Hunter's half-sister, Ashley Biden, in attendance. Hunter walked into the courtroom just after 8 a.m. Eastern Time with his wife, Melissa Cohen Biden, by his side. The trial comes days after former President Donald Trump was found guilty of falsifying business records in New York. The historic trial came to an end on May 30th after a 12-person jury convicted Trump on all 34 counts. Trump's conviction comes 5 months from the November presidential election, where he is still expected to be on the ballot to represent the Republican Party.
The 12 everyday jurors vowed to make a decision based on the evidence and the law, and the evidence and the law alone. Their deliberations led them to a unanimous conclusion, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the defendant, Donald J. Trump, is guilty of 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree to conceal a scheme to corrupt the 2016 election. And while this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors, by following the facts and the law and doing so without fear or favor.
A poll conducted by the U.S. Sun showed that 43% of 1,000 American voters said they would still likely vote for Trump in the November election despite his conviction. When asked who they vote for, the result was tied. 42% of the respondents said Trump and 42% said Joe Biden.
This is a scam. There's a rigged trial. It shouldn't have been in that venue. We shouldn't have had that judge. He should have allowed us to have an election expert. We had the best expert, most respected expert, head of the Federal Elections Commission. He was all set to testify. He was waiting for 2 days. And when it was his turn, Bragg's people protested. And the judge knocked him out, said, you can't testify. And we have a president and a group of fascists that don't want to do anything about it, because they could right now, today, he could stop it. But he's not. They're destroying our country. Our country is in very bad shape. So I'm the leading person for president, and I'm under a gag order by a man that can't put two sentences together, given by a court, and they are in total conjunction with the White House and the DOJ, just so you understand. This is all done by Biden and his people. Maybe his people more importantly. I don't know if Biden knows too much about it, because I don't know if he knows about anything. But he's nevertheless the president, so we have to use his name.
For more information on Hunter Biden's trial, make sure to check out the ussun.com.